Many people start their business journey because they want to experience more freedom. They want to do what they love and make money doing what they love. They want to serve the clients that they fall in love with serving. But when things don't go the way they think they should, they fall into patterns of stress, of doubt, of worry, of confusion is a big one. And they just go on the same cycle of creating the same results time and time and time again. And you got to think why that is. One thing that I've studied and one thing that I know from coaching so many people one-on-one is injecting a level of playfulness, injecting a level of joy. And especially when it comes to creativity, you can actually start to achieve some pretty big results. You can actually start to shift some patterns and start attracting the client base that you can fall in love with serving. So what we're going to learn here in this video is one, what that actually means, to get clear on what bringing playfulness, bringing clarity would mean to you. We're going to go over the beliefs, the main beliefs that stop you achieving joy and playfulness and creativity on a regular basis. We're going to actually dive in deep in terms of what that means for attracting consistent, ideal clients for you and your business. And then I'm going to go through the 5 shifts that must happen for you to experience joy on a day-to-day basis. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Awaken Your Business podcast. Yes, my name is Tyson Sharp. And of course, I thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my journey. I thank you for subscribing here and definitely being a part of my life. And if you're here, no doubt you have that thought in your head that says, oh my God, I need to achieve in order for me to be happy. I need to achieve in order for me to feel joy, right? And we get into this pattern, we get into this trap of thinking everything out there needs to be the way I think it should. But one thing that I know is that if you inject a level of playfulness, a level of creativity, a level of joy in your business, you're going to start to see a more consistent flow of ideal clients. And we'll get into what that means in a minute. And we'll get into why that is the case. But one thing I want to ask you is, what does that look like? If you were to truly just be more playful, be more joyful day to day, if you were to bring some fun, some humor, some creativity, some spontaneity into your business, what does that look like? What would your life look like? What does that mean for you and your business? If you have a pen and paper, or if you just want to go through in your mind, what does that mean right now? If you were to do your marketing or content in a certain way, what would that look like? What do you want to experience? What do you want to feel? What do you want to make others feel? If you were to get on a conversation with someone, what does that look like? Really get clear. And I think this is a subtle reminder that we need to have that clarity in our life in order for us to really start to explore what steps we can take to really building that type of life, the type of life where we feel how we want to feel. And we really just want to truly make others feel the way they want to feel as well, by bringing in our whole resourcefulness, by bringing in all of ourselves. So what does that look like in your business? What would your business look like? What would the day-to-day activities be? And what would you feel on a day-to-day basis? Once you get clear on all of that, I really want you to understand, what are the main beliefs? What are the main beliefs that stop people experiencing joy on a day-to-day basis? Joy and happiness are tough for a lot of people. They're tough to experience on a consistent basis. Now, why is that? I've highlighted a few common beliefs that when people instill this in their nervous system, it's really, really tough, especially on the business journey. Number one is that happiness is found in success. Happiness is found in success. It's once I achieve this thing, once I have this level of income or clients or level of reach for my social media platforms, then I'll be happy. Then I'll finally be able to be happy about my life. I'll be able to bring some joy. I'll be able to have some humor in there. And it's really a trap. I'm sure you guys can see why. Because if you are happy, if you need to achieve something to feel happy, it's generally the other way around. We generally need to feel happy, joyful, playful, spontaneous about our life in order to achieve at the level we want to achieve. So notice that in your own life. Notice that thought, that pattern coming up in your business world. Belief number 2 is that problems shouldn't happen. Whenever we have a problem or a challenge, most people are trying to solve the problem thinking it shouldn't be there, thinking that this problem is something that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be here. I'm worse off because it's here. And therefore, when they're trying to solve the challenge, they're doing it from a very limited place of scarcity. They're doing it from a place of lack. They're doing it from a place of victim mentality. And one thing that I know is that if you are approaching something from a victim mentality, you'll generally never bring some joy, some playfulness, some happiness to the situation. And if you have a challenge right now, you have a problem right now that you really think is stopping you from achieving success, really want you to shift that, really want you to understand that problems are a part of life and they're actually some of the biggest opportunities, which I'll go into in a little bit in a moment. But recognize this in your own life. Where are some problems that you think they shouldn't be there and that you're worse off with that problem there? And really start to recognize how that belief is stopping you from achieving the joy, the playfulness, the creativity that your business needs. The next belief is sort of similar, and it is that they think they know what should happen. Everyone has this belief that they think they know what life needs to look like. They think what needs to happen. They think what steps need to be in place. And they think everything that happens outside of that is wrong, right? And they hold on to this belief like life should be a certain way. And when it's not, then they feel upset. They feel like a victim. They feel unhappy. So it ties in back with your challenges. It ties in back with your problems if you think a problem shouldn't be there. But also notice in the beliefs of what you think life should be like. If I was to do this thing, if I was to take this step, if I was to call this person, if I was to put out a piece of content, then I believe this should happen. Question is why? How do you know that? How do you know what should or shouldn't happen? And one thing we can start to really recognize is where our mind, where our ego is trying to control things that you don't have control over. When your mind's trying to control the things that are really outside your control, that's when you really start to go crazy. So notice these beliefs in your own life. Notice them in your business journey. Notice how they are stopping you from achieving that level of joy that you want in your life. On to this next question of what does joy mean for your business? Really think about this. If you were to feel joy day in, day out, if you were to feel this happiness, you're feeling this playfulness, you're injecting some creativity and some spontaneity, what will that mean for your content? What will that mean for the vibration you're putting out there in terms of your videos, your content, your calls, all these different things? That vibration, what do you think that means? What do you think that means for your audience? What do you think it means for your clients? If you're inducing some things that are more spontaneous, that are more authentic, that are more vulnerable and open, but doing it in a playful way, what will that mean for you? What will that mean for your content? Do you think when you're out with a friend and you're just having fun, do you think you need to come up with things to say? Or do things just flow? Right? Things just flow. Content flows out of you effortlessly, right? What will that mean for the sales process of you and your clients? What will clients feel when they watch your content, when they read your blog, when they jump on, into your groups or whatever you may have? What will they feel? Will they feel like this person is truly just having a good time and really putting their heart out there in the world? Because when it's the opposite, when you're feeling stress and worry and doubt, people feel that. So when they jump into your programs and they jump onto a sales call or a strategy session, if you're bringing playfulness and love and joy, they feel the vibration. And when they feel that vibration, they feel consciously or unconsciously that you have the resourcefulness that they're after. You have the playfulness, the curiosity, the passion that they're after to solve their challenges. They will trust you. They will trust you with solving their challenges. They will trust you with putting in their hands the resources necessary for them to move from A to B. So really think about this in terms of your content, in terms of your clients, in terms of the delivery of your programs. What will all that look like? How will they be more of a success when you inject some playfulness, some joy, some creativity, right? Some fun, some humor? What would that look like? Really start to get an understanding, because once you understand this internal leverage, once you understand reasons why you're making this happen, trust me, you'll start to make the shift. So now we're moving on to the 5 shifts that must happen for you to feel joy more often. The 5 shifts. Number 1 is accept. Acceptance is huge. Acceptance of your current circumstances. This is where we're not at resistance with life or with ourselves. When you are truly able to look at your bank account, look at your social media, look at your clients, look at your program, look at what's going on right now, look at your circumstances, and truly just accept and surrender to what is. It's when we're in resistance to life that we find joy just start to fall away. It just starts to fall away because we feel like I need my life to change in order for me to feel joy. But truly just feel into this and think, if I'm to accept life the way it is, if I'm to accept life, if I'm willing to feel like this is all happening for me, and life is just delivering things in ways that my mind can't see right now, you can truly accept and surrender to what is. It'll put you in a position where you're able to build a platform of vibration that you want to feel more often. So look at something in your life right now where you're in resistance to, where you feel like it shouldn't be like that, where you feel like this is a problem that's in your way. And really start to breathe with it. Start to feel into this and start to know this is what is. When I'm at resistance to this, I'm at resistance to life. When I'm in resistance to life, I'm in resistance to myself. So feel into this, start to surrender, start to allow, start to accept the circumstances in your life. What you'll find is you'll find more peace start to ooze out of you, and you'll start to know that that's the platform you can build joy from. On to shift number 2, and that is always know you're safe. Always know you're divinely protected. This can be tough for the ego, tough to the mind that says, I need money to be safe. I need this success in order to feel like I'm enough, in order to feel loved. And all of the whole premise of this comes back to a level of safety, not feeling safe and not feeling like I'm protected. But if you know deep down, if you have the underlying belief that I am divinely protected, even if my mind can't see it, you'll start to find yourself in the fight-flight response less and less. Because you just know, doesn't matter if my mind can't see why or how, if you feel divinely protected, divinely safe, you'll feel this level of presence, you'll feel this level of guidance. And when that guidance merges through, you'll start to find yourself in the fight-flight response less, and you'll start to feel more joy, more passion, more aliveness, because you know no matter what happens, I'm always guided and I'm always on this path, I'm always safe. So what's shift number 3? That is your intent. You need to shift your intent. By that I mean, where is your focus, where is your attention, and especially the questions you ask yourself. So if you're about to get on a call, a sales call, if you're about to get on a client call, if you're about to put out a piece of content, ask yourself the question, what would this look like if it was more fun? How can I make this more fun? How can I make this more joyful? How can I make this more playful? When you get on the phone with someone, when you're about to do a collaboration or a networking call, or you're about to get on a call with a client, or you're about to do a sales call, ask yourself, how can I make this more playful? How can I make this more joyful? How can I bring some creativity or humor into this? And start to see what comes up for you. Ask yourself throughout the day, how can I bring this into my life? How can I bring more joy? With the things that are outside of business, what brings you joy? How can you inject that? How can you inject some singing or dance? I love dancing. How do you inject more dancing into your day, right? Or if you love art, how do you put art into your posts or into your graphics or whatever it may be, just so you can bring more joy? But it's about your intent. Your intent is to bring that into your life, bring that into your business, so that vibration can come into your clients, into your delivery as well. Number 4 is to bring out your inner child. I want you to imagine and remember when you were a child and when you were just playing. Let's say if it was in a sandbox, if it was with a truck, if it was with a particular toy, and nothing was a problem. Everything was an opportunity. Everything was the opportunity to explore, to go new places, to handle something in a different way. Everything was a tool or a resource, and it was just fun. You were able to make fun out of a cardboard box. I can remember me and my brother playing in a cardboard box, and it was big, and it was just anything that we wanted. And we still have that side within us. You still have that playful side within you. It's just a matter of bringing out that inner child, bringing out that inner fun, spontaneous, creative side of you. So when you look at something in your life, when you look at something that you need to do throughout the day, how can you look at it from the perspective of your inner child who just sees everything as a playground, just sees everything as fun and everything as an opportunity to have a laugh or to share it with other people or to combine certain different things that you never saw before? That creativity is in you right now. That resource is in you right now. It's often locked away when we have these particular beliefs that I described, but it can be brought out. This side of you can be conditioned. This side of you can be developed and really start to working through how can I inject this into my business? How can I inject this playfulness, this side of me into my business more often? And you'll see that you'll come up with some solutions. You'll come up with some answers as to how to do that when this side of you is running the show. On to shift number 5, and that's move your body. A lot of people can use reframing and the mental ninja type strategies to shift how you feel. And it's easy to forget that how we move and use our body is the highway to how we feel. When you're dancing or you're moving, you're on a run, you're doing yoga, you're breathing differently, the speed at which you move, the speed at which you talk, all these different things are locked into your emotional patterns. So when you move your body differently, you rapidly start to feel different. And one thing I know, if you were to create a playlist, I've got a playlist on my phone for many different emotional states I want to experience, not only in my day, but also in my business. If you create a playlist that allows you to dance or be fun or bring you back to when you're a kid, so you can bring out this inner child, it is a huge resource. It is a resource that has no downside. So if you were to dance, if you were to move, if you were to stretch, if you were to jump up and down, if you were to bang yourself on the chest, if you were to do these different things, what would you need to do to move your body in a way that brings out more joy, brings out more playfulness, brings out more creativity? There's a side in which, there's a pattern in which you bring that out. So study that within yourself. Study what it is. How it is you move your body. What are your facial expressions? What's the speed at which you move? Do you want to dance? Do you want to go on a run? Do you want to do these different things? And when you move your body, you'll start to notice a shift very, very rapidly, very, very quickly. So inject that throughout your day. When you're about to create some content, when you're about to get on a call with a client, when you're about to get on a sales call, when you're about to do whatever the business activities are that generally lock you into a state of stress, move your body. Play a playlist in your ears and start to feel that shift, start to feel that playfulness, start to feel that joy before your activity and before you go into that business state. So now it's time for you to share your truth. Which of the 5 shifts are you willing to implement in your life so that you can start feeling more joy, feeling more playfulness? You can start to shift the processes in your business so you can actually start to attract type of clients that you want to see. You can start to see a consistent flow of clients because of how you tackle the business challenges along the way. Let me know below. Let me know which of the 5 you're willing to implement, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.